So we're going to review the seated shoulder car today. The reason why I like the seated shoulder car is often when we perform this movement standing, we, via restrictions in the shoulder, we try to compensate via our low back, believe it or not, causing some low back pain and discomfort. I would like to avoid all of that in general. So by putting us in a seated position, putting us in somewhat of a posteriorly tucked pelvic tilt or posteriorly tucked pelvis, which is then. So guys, we are going over the seated shoulder car today. The reason why I'm doing this movement seated versus standing is often if you have restrictions in the shoulder, you may try to compensate in your low back in order to get more range or pretend to do the movement properly. It's a very common compensation, believe it or not. So right now when you're sitting down, you're in a posteriorly tucked pelvis, so you're a little bit more closer to neutral versus risking going into an anterior pelvic tilt with regards to your pelvis. So a shoulder car, all the word car stands for is a controlled articular rotation about a joint, and the joint being your shoulder in this specific video. So when doing the motion, you're going to try and stay as stiff and rigid in your body as you can as your shoulder is moving. So if you start having to twist and rotate to do this about your core, kind of doing a lot. Doing too much, do less. So I'm here. I'm going to make sure that I'm not elevating my shoulder towards my chest. I would even say, even from like a reverse shrug. So my shoulder's staying down and close to essentially to my torso, further from my ear. So starting off with a thumbs up, I'm going up and across. As I get past my center, I'm going to then rotate my thumb, kind of give myself a thumbs down, and then now my hand ends up palm facing away from me, behind me. And then I'm going to do the reverse. So as I lift up behind me, I'm going to rotate like I'm even opening a door behind me with my hand. There we go. And come forward like this to show you from a different angle. I'll do it from behind. So here, once again, come here, rotating. Palm facing away from me, coming up. Good. Let me show you from the side. Last angle. Boom. All right, so that is your all the different ways you can look at and kind of view the shoulder car. Hopefully you find that helpful, guys. What happens is you want to keep the shoulder perfect. Like in a perfect world, the shoulder would be very close to you, but we usually all lack mobility in that range, right? What we call like extreme shoulder flexion, which and adduction. So essentially the shoulder being in this position and close to you. So what happens is you may have to go wider and away from you with your arm to prevent shoulder pain and discomfort. And if you feel shoulder pain and discomfort when trying to keep your shoulder closer to your head like this while you do this movement, give yourself some wiggle room. Keep the shoulder a little bit further away from your ear and from the head while you do the movement, thus allowing you to perform the movement, get better at it, and then over time you can start to expand the circle, your car that you're performing, to get access to more ranges of your shoulder. But yeah, guys, this is how I want and prefer you to perform that movement. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel.